Is that gonna get me sick? Are you like?
No,
is
no,
it, is
no.
it
It's just like
okay? I'm just saying I can't get sick.
yeah, it's just like muscle pains,
Oh.
but kind of sick
Okay.
and
Okay.
fever. But yeah, it's not contagious.
Wait, hold on. Muscle pains.
It's not contagious. It's not contagious. I made sure of that. Don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What are we gonna talk about today?
Well, today is Monday,
Yes.
but it's also a global day.
A global day.
Yes. Can you guess what day it is?
Today, we talked about the Incheon landing operation. That's not a global day.
It is related to the United Nations.
UN Day? No, it's not UN Day today. UN Day is not today.
You know when UN Day is?
Isn't the UN Day in June? It's in June something.
Yeah. The UN made this day.
The UN made this day. What did you guys make, UN? What is it?
So today, September 15th, is the International Day of Democracy.
Huh.
Yeah.
Huh.
You would never have guessed that in a million years.
No, I would not have. Now, of course, we are now living in an era where we thought democracy was rampant in every country, most countries.
Yes.
However, unfortunately, we have also
It's getting
learned.
tested.
Yeah, people are testing democracy. Of course, South Korea did
Yeah.
a fantastic job in fighting those that try to test
Yeah.
democracy. But I did not know there was a UN International Day of Democracy.
Yeah, I didn't know either. So the United Nations General Assembly established it in 2007, choosing September 15th because back in 1997, the Inter-Parliamentary Union adopted the Universal Declaration on Democracy on this very date. The idea was simple. Democracy doesn't belong to one country or one region. It's a universal value.
So what's the point of the day? Like just speeches and people going, democracy.
You can't do that. But the day is about raising awareness, reflecting on how democracies function and, where they need to improve. Countries are encouraged to review how their systems are working and even submit reports to the UN or the IPU, which South Korea has done in the past as well.
So it's not just a symbolic day. It actually tries to connect to the real world.
Yes, exactly. In some places, it sparks debates, discussions, and even movements. For example, in Hong Kong in 2019, September 15th saw massive pro-democracy demonstrations.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. We of course know back then we did a full-on coverage with
Yeah.
Hong Kong back when we were doing Korea Now. So democracy has become something that, unfortunately, till this day,
People have to defend
yes,
for.
people still have
Yes.
to defend for.
Yeah, and that's where Korea comes in. Korea is known for K-pop, K-food, K-drama, but also democracy.
Yep.
So what's a better day than today to dive into South Korea's democracy?
Oh, you have to understand that
Hmm.
Korea's democracy is not old. It's
Yeah.
relatively new.
Exactly. So, South Korea is often pointed to as one of the strongest democracies in Asia today. The Economist Intelligence Unit even rated Korea a full democracy in 2022. And in 2023, the VDEM index ranked it third most democratic in Asia. But, as you mentioned, the concept of democracy only really entered Korea in the mid-1800s through translated texts from China and then through reformers who studied Western systems, so it really is new.
Yeah. Democracy, if you look at like the history of democracy, right? Like I'm not talking about Korea.
Oh yeah, the full history.
Full history. We're talking about ancient Greek,
Yes.
right? This is we learned that in government class in high school. But when did it really gain traction for Korea, though?
So the turning point was the March 1st independence movement of 1919, because protesters weren't just demanding freedom from Japanese colonial rule. They were already shouting 공화국 만세, or 만세 for the Republic. So the provisional government that followed in Shanghai explicitly declared itself a democratic republic. And so, that's when things really changed a lot.
So the dream of democracy predates the modern state itself.
Yes, exactly. The dream carried through into the 1948 founding constitution of the Republic of Korea. And, in South Korea, there were dictatorships, but even when dictatorships held power later under, figures like Lee Seung-man, Park Chung-hee, and Chun Doo-hwan, they still couldn't erase the democratic demand, and it really just kept bubbling up in the people.
Yeah, and those demands eventually burst out, right?
Absolutely. Korea's democratization movements are famous worldwide. Just to name a few, the April Revolution of 1960, the Gwangju Democratization Movement of 1980, and the June Struggle of 1987 all stand as milestones in Korean history. Each movement was led by students, workers, everyday citizens, really. People were demanding the right to choose their leaders and, live with dignity under a democratic state.
And of course, we thought that what happened in the past, we learned from it and we never have to fight for it again.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, history repeats itself and we saw it happen again last year. Now, that must be why people say Korea's democracy was fought for. It wasn't handed down to them.
Exactly. And, as you mentioned more recently, the resilience of Korean democracy was tested again, in 2024 when the president declared martial law. But Koreans pushed back again. The National Assembly lifted martial law and, impeachment proceedings removed the president from office. And, that crisis really showed the world how determined Koreans are to protect their democratic system.
Till this day, the statement that gives me goosebumps was, if you remember the Constitutional Court ruling on the impeachment of former President Yoon,
Yes.
The acting Chief Justice at the time was saying that the people of Korea got to the streets, blocked the military,
Yes.
and that brief moment that they were able to block the military, that was just enough for the vote to be gone down
really.
and then lifted martial law.
Exactly.
And so if it wasn't the people, you have no idea. It was literally seconds they were saying.
And it was just ordinary citizens that changed, the course of history, really. And Professor James Robinson, who is the Nobel Prize-winning economist, hailed South Korea's democracy just a few weeks ago. He said, Korea's institutions are remarkably resilient because people themselves understand the value of democracy and refuse to let it be undermined. And I think, everything we mentioned just really is a testament to that.
Exactly. UN Day, International Day of
Democracy.
Democracy.
Sounds really chilling, though.
No, it does. It really does. We're going to continue to talk about this, but first, let's take a listen to a song here from Day 6 with Time of Our Life, 한 페이지가 될 수 있게. Angela almost threw a fit. I almost misread the title. Day 6 with Time of Our Life, 한 페이지가 될 수 있게. I almost said 한 페이지가 되어줄게. She goes, before I corrected myself. Why was this song played, Angela?
Because it was played a lot during the protest last December.
Yes.
It was among one of the many songs like 다시 만난 세계 by SNSD. Yeah.
That's right. And again, we're talking about Korea's democratic journey through history and Korea's democracy. How is it being seen on the global stage? I did see a lot of foreign media outlets covering, especially what happened last year.
Yes, exactly. So I mentioned Professor James Robinson before, and also Korea is often described as a model of resilience. A former Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau actually spoke in Seoul this month and said Korea sets a global example in defending democracy at a time when autocracies now outnumber democracies. He highlighted how Koreans from across the spectrum came together to protect the rules of the system, and I think that's what a lot of foreign media focused on. It's not what you see often in a lot of other countries.
I just remember a lot of many Americans basically going, what are we doing? We need to follow the footsteps of the Koreans in fighting for democracy. Now, obviously things are a little bit different over there. The situation right now. They won't release the files. So Korea is getting an example not just for Asia, but globally.
Exactly. And it's striking because globally, democracy is under pressure, unfortunately, whether from authoritarian pushes, disinformation, or, political polarization, which we're seeing a lot. But Korea has shown that even in moments of crisis, the system can self-correct.
Yeah, and the protests are really part of that tradition, right?
Yes. So Korea's protests are really legendary.
Yep.
You mentioned a few. And there's been an important shift, too. Historically, protests were male-dominated. But during the 2024 martial law crisis, women in their 20s and 30s were at the forefront. Data shows that on December 7th, a third of the massive protests in Seoul were led by young women. That's a new face of democracy in Korea. More diverse voices are shaping the movement.
Yeah, and again, that's really powerful, right? So democracy is expanding in who participates it's not necessarily shrinking either.
Yes. And, that's the essence of democracy, continuous renewal. Whenever I read a textbook about politics or read a book about democracy, the book always started with the roots of the word. Do you know where the word democracy comes from, SJ?
Some Greek guy named Democratics or something. No?
Are you being serious?
No.
For a moment, I thought you were being serious, or I was like,
No. No, but I know that ancient democracies, start
it's from
ancient.
Greek, yeah. So the word itself also comes from Greek. I'm sorry, I thought you were being serious for a moment. I was so shocked. No, demos means the people, and kratos meaning rule, and democracy. I think the word points to the whole thing. Democracy is never static; it evolves as more people claim their voice.
Yeah, exactly. And then again, it seems like Korea's case really proves that, right?
Definitely, yeah. Despite through going colonialism, a dictatorship, crises, even impeachment, Korea has kept moving forward. And, that's why international scholars, journalists, and leaders often call it a living case study of democracy's resilience.
It's good and bad. In
Yeah.
that, it's good that the people always prevail.
Yeah, but it's also bad that the people always need to prevail.
Have to keep
keep on prevailing. But there are both sides to it.
But it works, right? The
Yeah.
thing is, it's something that that's why we keep saying, we can't take democracy for granted.
Mm-hmm.
Because when we do, think about it. When we had the impeachment of former President Park Geun-hye, it was like the people prevailed. We
Mm-hmm. Yes.
won. Let this never happen again. It happened
It
again.
happened again.
It happened again. And we're hoping again that it doesn't happen again. But again, the people continue to protect democracy.
And I also think every time something like this happens, a new generation of people, get a renewed sense of how important democracy is. Yeah,
it really is, yeah.
It has its ups and downs.
Yeah, it really does. Yeah, it really does.
Yeah, and it also explains why Korea is often invited into conversations about global democratic cooperation. Countries facing backsliding look at Seoul and see, if not perfection, at least persistence, a society that refuses to give up on democratic practice. That makes Korea's story more relatable and inspiring.
Definitely so.
So on this International Day of Democracy, Korea reminds us of one key thing. Democracy is really never finished.
Nope.
It's defended, it's tested, and thankfully it's renewed. Sometimes painfully, sometimes triumphantly, but when people stand together, it endures, and I think that's what we need to remember on this day.
I just did not think that democracy was won again through K-pop. That caught me a little bit off guard, I'm not going to lie.
All the songs I chose for today's segment are related to the protests.
Yes.
So they're all related to democracy in some way.
See, look, Jenga says, I wouldn't be surprised if some Greek guy had something named like that. Democratos, Kratitis, stuff like that. Junie says she seemed really shocked. I made it up.
Yeah.
Because, there's...
No, I was just shocked because I thought you would know. And you seemed so dead serious.
No, I don't know. I knew that it started from ancient Greece, but I forgot the whole story. I forgot the whole fact that, again, in Greek, demos means people, kratos means rule.
Yeah.
I was like, man, because, sometimes you learn something, but you only remember a part of it, and I go... Was there a part? Do I remember learning something about some guy named Democratos or something like that?
No, this is something that I always remember because I've read a lot of, every time you read a book, it always starts with the root of democracy.
Yeah.
And you read it so many times, it just gets stuck in your head.
Like even, what was it? The other thing that I learned from one of our professors during Korean Now, parliament,
Yes.
comes from the French word parler.
Yes.
Talk.
Yes, to talk.
To talk, place of talking. Stuff like that. Word origins is what
We should talk about that. That's one of my pastimes, looking into...
Word origins?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I really like that.
Okay, we might have a little bit of a coffee break, today's tidbit on word origins next time.
Yes.
Anyways, Angela, good stuff here. I hope you feel better.
Thank you.
And sending her out of the studio, again, another song that was played during the democratic movements and all the movements that we had last year. This is G-Dragon with Crooked, Bitakage.
Coffee break. Today's tidbit.
All right, it's time for our weekdays coffee break. Today's tipping in, joining us in the studio, Angela. Angela, hello to you.
Hi, SJ.
Angela, how are you feeling?
A little under the weather.
Everybody's getting sick.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
Maybe it's because of, the temperature
Temperatures,
fluctuations.
No, it's wild. Yesterday was so hot.
And today it's only very...
It's cold now because it rained.
Yeah.
Once it stopped, it's...
But it doesn't really feel cold because it's so humid.
No, it's cold.
Really?
I stepped out for a while.
Yeah,
you know how I'm dressed in shorts right now because yesterday was so hot?
I stepped out about 30 minutes before the show
really?
started and I was sweating.
You were sweating?
Maybe you're not feeling good.
Oh, is it? Man, I can't get sick, guys. I got so many things to do this month. Can't get sick.
Let's hope you stay healthy.
Yes. What are we talking about today?
Well, we talked about book month
Oh,
last
man, we're
week.
talking about books again?
Why not?
That's my weakness. That's my weakness.
Maybe you should make it your strength. Maybe this is a signal the world
It's a
is
sign.
sending you.
It's a sign. Read more, SJ.
Yeah, we went down a bit of memory lane.
Yes, I remember
Yeah.
September being book month and stuff like that,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, and since it's still book month,
Mm-hmm.
today's tidbit is another major literary event.
Mm-hmm.
A new festival has just started, and it's actually the first time ever Korea has pulled all its book-related events together under one banner. So we're going to talk about that.
Okay, and it's something that you didn't talk about last week?
Yeah. So last week I mentioned book-related events. Today we're going to talk about the first Korean Literature Festival, which is being held from September 12th to the 25th.
Okay, and this is the very first?
Yes.
Like the very, very first?
Yes, it's the inaugural literature festival.
Oh, what?
Yeah, it's brand new. The Ministry of Culture, the Literature Translation Institute of Korea, the Arts Council Korea, the National Museum of Korean Literature, and the Publication Industry Promotion Agency all teamed up for this. Instead of separate events here and there, they wanted one umbrella, literature festival across the whole country, and this year they started it.
All right, so this is big. I mean, that's a lot of people getting involved.
Yeah.
So what's happening during the festival?
So it kicked off at Grand Seoul in Insadong with a dialogue between Hyun Ki-young, the Korean novelist best known for Suni Samchon or Uncle Suni, which was released in 1978. And that novel first brought the Jeju April 3rd massacre into literature.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and also with Yenlen Ko, a leading Chinese writer whose satirical and socially critical novels like Serve the People have won him international prizes like the Franz Kafka Prize. So very, important people in literature all together here in Seoul for the first event.
I'm not gonna lie though, it does sound very heavy, like the
Yeah.
topics and stuff like that. But it's an important start, right?
Exactly, but it's not just serious panels. The festival has many tracks. The Seoul International Writers Festival, running through the 17th, is one of them. The annual Literary Week 2025 in Taeyangno from the 13th to the 19th is another one beneath the umbrella. Plus, there's a special exhibition at the National Museum of Korean Literature marking the 300th anniversary of Kunmong. Have you heard of this? No.
What kind of question is that? A rhetorical question? No, I have never heard of
Oh,
it.
because everyone who went to high school in Korea
okay.
learns this. Kunmong is the English title is The Cloud Dream of the Nine, and that's being held. The exhibition marking this is being held at Tapgol Art Museum until the 20th. And also across the country, 9 different regional literature museums are hosting exhibitions and interactive programs, so a lot is happening.
Those like must-read high school
Yeah,
books?
it's like, what are some English, like The Grapes of Wrath?
Is
Is
that and I don't know. Our teacher went a little wild and did Catcher in the Rye.
Catcher in the Rye is a must-read.
But it was because like some schools banned it for like stupid reasons,
yeah.
like really stupid reasons. But like it's a classic.
Well, this is 300 years old, so what would be a 300-year-old
We had to read the
classic.
Odyssey.
That's way more older, but yeah, kind of like that.
Yeah, older.
Yeah.
But
it's a classic Korean literature.
Okay, and so this is actually what we just talked about here, though. This is nationwide, though.
Yes. The goal is to highlight literature not just in Seoul, but everywhere. The National Museum's director even said they hope regional museums can use this moment to preserve local literary heritage and also show how literature can expand into new artistic forms, like plays, music, and even multimedia.
Yeah. So I feel like we've been seeing a lot of K literature push, right? I'm not saying that after like K-dramas, K-pop, K-films, I feel like K-literature, I've been saying this for like years now, it's going to be the big thing.
Yeah, exactly. You got it.
And we hear this a lot now.
The slogan for this year's festival is "Literature is the root of K-culture." I can you
True
know
that.
that's the slogan.
No, I feel like that's
yeah,
true.
and as you said, the idea is that all the Korean wave we see now, have deeper roots in storytelling and ultimately in literature.
Yeah. So let's talk about names now. Big names involved.
Okay, so there are lots of big names. International guests include Victoria Mass, a French novelist, Sarah Pinsker, an American sci-fi writer who won the Nebula Award, Jonas Hassan Khemiri, a Swedish writer whose novel Everything I Don't Remember explores diaspora and memory, which I think would relate to a lot of Koreans,
Yeah.
and of course Yen Young-ko, whom I mentioned earlier.
There's a lot of international names. Let's talk about Korean names.
On the Korean side, there's Kim Hae-sun, who is Korea's most internationally recognized poet, Kim Cho-yeop, who I've actually mentioned before on the show, who is Korea's rising science fiction star, Kim Joo-hae,
Good friend of us, ours.
Yes.
Well, I mean, not really friends. But...
a Korean-American novelist who won the Tolstoy Yasnaya Polyana Award for Beasts of a Little Land, and Song Hae-na, whose short story collection Honmono became a runway bestseller in Korea.
So Kim Joo-hae came out on our show when we were doing Korea Now.
Yeah.
And we talked about her books, and I follow her on Instagram. We follow each other. She's doing so well right now. Like, she's getting famous.
She is.
Like,
she
super
was famous.
She was super famous.
Yeah.
Our listeners, can our listeners actually go find many of these English titles? This is a big thing. Like, can you find the translated titles?
Yes. That's why this festival is so exciting. It's not just for Koreans. It's a window for global readers to discover Korean voices, and vice versa. Koreans can discover these international authors.
I like that structure.
Yes, and it makes the talks held during the festival also more interactive. A lot of group sessions are being held, like on the 13th, Hugh Park, who co-wrote the hit musical Maybe Happy Ending, had a conversation with poet Kim Hyun. And on the 19th, Kim Hae-sun will do a live full reading of her brand new poetry collection. So a lot of events happening.
Why does Hugh Park seem familiar?
Maybe Happy Ending. We mentioned him on the show.
Oh, yeah.
For the musical, maybe.
That's right. So the festival is both performance and conversation.
Yes, it's not just reading books. It's music, it's theater, it's art, and also interactive exhibitions. The Seoul International Writers Festival theme this year is like Blink meets the eye. You can fill in the blank, and they've really run with it. The Ground Soul venue has 3 immersive floors, a visual, audio, and scent-based experience for everyone who visits.
Scent-based?
Yes, so visitors can write a line on a tablet that gets projected onto a wall, listen to readings through headphones, or even smell fragrances inspired by book themes.
If you could smell a book, what book would it be?
Just books. I like smelling books.
No, okay. There is a certain smell.
Yeah, paper smell.
So in Soho, in New York, there was an old bookstore. And you go in there, it just smells
It just
like
hits
yeah,
you.
yeah. Like this, so I know what smell you're talking about. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But anyways, smelling books.
Yeah, you can choose a word, and then you get to smell a scent paired with a literary passage.
Yes.
What would you choose?
Wine Folly.
There's a book called that?
Yes, it's a very famous book. Smell wines.
I wonder what the Odyssey would smell like. No!
Bad.
Like sea.
Well, see, and there's a lot of monsters and stuff, so I don't know.
Yeah, but like if you complete all 3 floors of the exhibition, you can also get a stamped postcard with a small reward, so you might want to check it out.
So literature is getting very like experimental and stuff like that,
Yes.
and it takes to another level.
That's the whole point, to remind people literature isn't just what you see on the page, it's how you feel, you hear, and you imagine it.
Oh, I was thinking maybe James and the Giant Peach too.
Oh, peach smelled?
Yeah, but then there's like bugs there, and
So maybe you'd feel bug-infested peaches.
Because I don't know if you've watched the movie too. It just makes it seem so juicy, the peaches. I don't even like peaches, but it just makes it look so good. Anyways, we'll continue to talk about books and all these festivals, and this is another interesting book. This is 17 with Don Quixote.
Radio.
We talk about Korean Literature Festival and some big writers. Again, Kim Joo-hae, formerly on Arirang Radio with Korea Now. There's so many. Let's dive into a few of them in more details.
Yeah,
though.
sure. So the names I mentioned were particularly chosen because their works can be found in various translated forms. And I know we have a few writers among our listeners, right? So
Yep.
maybe they could broaden their horizon.
I know one. Claire Hardiker, writer.
Yes.
Forky, lyricist. That's a
Ooh,
writer too.
Maybe you can dive into these authors.
Yes, but this sounds good though.
Yeah, so let's start with Kim Cho-yeop. She's one of Korea's most promising science fiction writers. Her breakout short story collection 우리가 빛의 속도로 갈 수 없다면, or which translates into If We Cannot Go at the Speed of Light, became a bestseller in South Korea and is being translated into English for release next year. So we have that to look forward to. And one of her famous stories called 공생가설 symbiosis theory even appeared in the US magazine Clarkesworld. Her work mixes science with questions of empathy and coexistence, so it's a fun read.
Have you read these? Because I know
Yeah.
you read a lot.
Yeah, I've read both. I really
Okay.
like them.
Who's Sarah Pinkster?
Yes, I mentioned her. She's huge in the US and sci-fi scene. She's a 9-time Nebula finalist. Her debut novel, A Song for a New Day, imagines a world where concerts are banned, and it won the Nebula. She also won the Hugo Award, the Philip K. Dick Award. These are all famous science fiction awards. So pairing her with Kim Cho-yeok for a talk with coexistence and truth was perfect for the literature
A
festival.
world where concerts are banned. It's like Fahrenheit 4.
You forgot the title.
Oh my goodness, I read this book twice. Where books are banned. 459. No. 451. No.
I can't remember.
490. Guys,
have
what
me
Fahrenheit is it?
confused.
Fahrenheit
You
4
have me
something.
confused. I'm so embarrassed. I can't remember it right now.
Oh my goodness, I read this book twice. I like those
Yeah.
dystopian novels.
You said you don't like science fiction.
I don't, but like science fiction as in like pew 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 space pew pew and then like monsters and stuff like that. 451.
Yes.
I was right. Did I say 451?
You said 459.
Oh. Well, books do burn. You know why it's 451?
Yes.
That's the temperature where books burn.
Yeah.
But technically 459 degrees, it also burns. So I'm just saying.
Maybe these authors will interest you.
Yes. Who else we got here?
Kim Hae-sun, the poet, is groundbreaking. She's part of Korea's first generation of feminist poets. Her work, 죽음의 자서전, or Autobiography of Death, won the International Prize for Literature in Germany in 2019. She writes about death, bodies, voices society often silences. So it's very powerful and very meaningful that she's highlighted in the festival too.
Who else we got?
There's Song Hae-na, a newer name but a sensation. Her collection Hunmono topped bestseller lists for weeks this year. All my friends have read it or are reading this book right now, and actor Park Jung-min highly recommended her work. So, maybe our listeners would be interested in it.
Maybe that's what I need to do. I need to make new friends. Like friends who actually read. Could you just say your friends read and stuff like that? I don't think any of my friends read.
Really, we exchange books.
Oh my goodness. We live a completely different life here. Kim Joo-hae, obviously, a name that we're familiar with.
Yes, we can't forget her,
No.
of course. She's a Korean-American author whose debut novel, Beasts of a Little Land, spans from Japanese colonial rule to the Korean War. As I mentioned earlier, it won Russia's Tolstoy Literary Award and was praised internationally. And, her newer works have also been released, so, maybe take a look at that as well.
So this festival is like a showcase for both legends and newcomers.
Exactly. It's, just celebrating literature. And, very briefly, one of our listeners, Hiro, sent in a coffee break draft about visiting Paju Book City and, Yeoradang Books Museum this summer. So I thought, why not mention it since we're on the topic of literature?
Yeah. Let's do that.
So he wanted our listeners to know about Paju Book City. We've already mentioned Paju a few times on Coffee Break, but Paju Book City is a huge publishing hub with 250 publishers, and the city was built with interesting architectural guidelines. Did you know this?
I did.
Oh, yeah. So the guidelines include having to make their first floor space welcome to the public.
Yeah.
And Hiro certainly made use of that.
I used to live in Goyang, and so we used to go to, where's that place in Paju? There's like an art village area, and then you always have to go by the Paju Book City, and so we've seen all that stuff. He also visited the book museum.
Yes, he visited Yeorhwadang Book Museum, which is home to 40,000 volumes from Joseon era text to modern art books. Hiro said that after living in the U.S. for so long, it was the first time he felt truly reconnected to Korean literary heritage. I'm quoting him right now.
Yeah.
But so maybe our listeners might want to visit there too, take, an interest in all the titles and authors I mentioned today for the Korean Literature Festival. It's book month, so SJ, maybe you could start reading too. Our listeners could start reading.
I'm gonna go home and read Wine Folly again. That's the book that I always read. Angela, thank you so much for your tidbit. Have a fantastic rest of your night. We'll see you again.
Coffee break. Today's tidbit.
All right, it's time for our weekdays coffee break. Today's tidbit, and joining us in the studio, Angela. Angela, hello to you.
Hi, SJ.
Angela.
Yes.
Is it not fall yet? It is fall, right?
I guess.
Well, where's your boots?
Oh, it was raining way too much.
Oh, that's why.
It was raining so much today.
No, it was pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was pretty bad.
And I was seriously considering just taking off my shoes and walking through the water. It was literally cascading water down the street. So
No, it was bad.
Yeah, I had a hard time getting to work today, actually.
I mean, luckily I was already here by the time it started pouring really bad, but still, though, it was pretty bad.
I don't know. Would you call 24 degrees Celsius fall?
Yes, compared to what we had earlier this year with 40 degrees and 43 in Gwangmyeong. Yes, 24, 25, 26 is very cool. It's nice and cool. By the way, Claire says, anyways, 2000 was Sydney Olympics. That's right. What was your first memory of the Olympics? Which Olympics was your first? Well, I should say Beijing Olympics, 2008.
Yeah, I think that is.
Gosh.
I was thinking 2008, but I don't remember where it was held. But yeah,
Beijing. It was Beijing.
With the Changmiran was 2000.
Changmiran won the gold medal, yes, in the 2008.
Yeah, that was definitely my first.
That was the thing where 8 is a very special number in China.
Yeah.
So they had a whole big deal with 2008. They started at 8:08 p.m.
Yeah, I remember.
It was 8.
Your first.
What? 96. 96. My first real memory of the
I
Olympics.
might not have even had.
No, you're not. No. What's our tidbit today?
Oh, well, it's fall season.
Yes.
So a lot of festivals are, kicking off. One is actually kicking off today.
I'm gonna read the script here. Let me guess. It's not about books again, is it?
No, it isn't. Yeah, not this time. I'm honestly kind of upset that I can't be there in person this year, but the Busan International Film Festival, or BIF, just opened today actually at 6 p.m.
Oh, very nice. It is a big event.
Yes, it's actually the biggest film festival in Asia, and this year's especially historic because it's the 30th edition, and it will run until September 26th, and BIF has gone all out this year. 64 countries participating, 241 official selections, plus community screenings, neighborhood screenings that add over 100 movie titles. So it's really a massive showcase of world cinema with a star-studded lineup, of course.
All right. I mean, this is obviously we talk about this every year.
Yes.
And it is a big deal. A lot happens during BIF, at BIF. One of my favorite, names, BIF. But what's new this year?
The biggest shift for BIF this year is, for the first time in its history, it has introduced an official competition section. 14 Asian films are competing in the new Busan Award category. They'll hand out 5 prizes to Best Film, Best Director, Special Jury Award, Best Actor, and Contribution to the Arts.
Okay, so BIF is no longer just a showcase, but a competitive festival like the Cannes or the Venice Film Festival.
Exactly. And, the lineup, I don't know if it's because of that, but the lineup is truly incredible this year. Yeah, just to give you a taste, Park Chan-wook's new film, 어쩔 수가 없다, No Other Choice, opened the festival. It already won the brand new International People's Choice Award at the Toronto International Film Festival just last week. Basically an audience award for the best non-North American film. And it was also invited to Venice a few weeks back. So a lot of people like me are really looking forward to this film.
I mean, I do like a lot of Park Chan-wook's movies. I mean, it's dark.
Yes.
But it's good.
You like Old Boy.
I did.
Yeah.
It was one of my favorite movies. But what's the film about? I hope it's dark. It's still dark.
Yeah.
Wait. Did he do? Is he the one that did? The movie that I watched on the plane and you?
Yes, 헤어질 결심.
Yeah.
Decision to leave.
I didn't like that.
Yeah, and I hated you for watching it on the plane.
I hope it's better than that. What's this movie about?
Decision to leave is amazing, but No Other Choice or 어쩔 수가 없다 is based on Donald Westlake's novel The Axe. In Park Chan-wook's version, a middle-aged man named Mansu, played by Lee Byung-hun, loses his job and finds his perfect life unraveling. To protect his family and home, he wages a desperate personal war. His wife is played by Son Ye-jin, and the supporting cast includes Cha Seung-won, Park Hee-sun, Meran, and so many more big names. Critics who have already seen the film say it's very tense, very dramatic, but also dark, so classic Park Chan-wook film.
No, you have to have the dark. Just don't do any more romance stuff, please.
And a lot of violence.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm okay with that. Just don't be doing no romance stuff again. But this does sound very intense, though, Angela.
It sets the tone for BIFF too, actually, because, this year, Busan International Film Festival is not playing it safe. On the closing night, instead of a pre-selected film that they usually play, they'll actually screen the Busan Award Best Film winner. So the competition and the festival finale are directly linked.
So you mentioned star-studded lineup.
Yes. So BIFF is absolutely crawling with legends this year that some fans are jokingly asking if this is the BIFF's last year since they're going all in. They're like worried. So many people are coming.
It's like when your mom all of a sudden puts like bulgogi and like all these like good panchans back in the days. Like you'd be like, are we going bankrupt?
Yeah, exactly.
Are we going bankrupt?
Yeah, but like for starters, BIFF is hosting a special program for French star Juliette Binoche. Do you know her? She's a big film name. Yes, so a lot of film buffs are really stoked that she's coming to Busan.
Okay. What else?
Sean Baker, have you heard of him? The Florida Project. Also, fresh off sweeping the Oscars this year with Anora. He is also attending as a producer of a Chinese competition film. And then you've also got actor Mila Jovovich.
Oh, I know her.
Yes, set to have a talk with the audience for her film Protector. My friend is actually going. I'm really jealous. Along with director Maggie Gang of K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yeah.
She's also coming. And then, of course, you have the usual, but also very big names, Bong Joon-ho.
He's coming?
Yes, Na Hong-jin. And, the list really just goes on.
Well, I mean, just like Korean Pizza Club said, Park Chan-wook to go along with Bong, but BIFF is a must go if you want to see all the K actors. What usually happens, there's like that Pojangmacha street that they all go to and stuff like that. I mean, you could see them. I don't think you could really approach them.
It's true.
But...
Like if you walk around Busan this time of year, you actually bump into actors like just on the beach. It actually happened to me once.
You think I should do them a favor and I should walk around Busan too?
What?
So they could be like, I saw S. Fans,
I don't understand the joke.
Film fans must be stoked, Angela.
Yeah, so you understand why I want to go. Yes, but yeah, maybe you could walk around. I'll say I saw SJ.
Oh my goodness, that's the leader of... we're going to continue to talk about BIFF and other things that are happening. I mean, it seems like a very, very big deal this year. I mean, it's always big, but for some reason, they're putting so much more here. We're going to take a listen to a song here from Chanmin with Cinema. The song we just heard, Chanmin with Cinema. We got a lot of movie fans out here. Made it upset since we're talking about films. Honorary mention. Robert Redford recently passed away, right? One of my favorite actors of all time. 3 of the films are in my top 10. A lot of
great
movie
actor.
fans. Before the break, we talked about BIFF's opening and the glittering lineup. It's star-studded. The bottom line was Busan has basically become the hottest place in Korea. Maybe second hottest this week.
Why second hottest?
Because Anyang is always the hottest place.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like don't forget the screenings themselves, which makes BIFF so important and really the hottest place. Major Venice Prize winners like the voice of Hin Rajab by Kaur Ben Hania and Guillermo del Toro's new Frankenstein film.
I know him.
Yes, they're all screening at Busan. And then there are also like Korean debuts. Ha Jong-woo's 윗집 사람들, The People Upstairs, is also screening.
Is that a directorial?
Yes,
debut?
director. Not debut. Ha Jung-ho debuted as a director with another film a few years back, but
He's debuting at the BIFF.
yes,
Okay,
yes.
okay.
And then there's also a screening of the film The Wedding Bouquet, which stars Yoon Yo-jung. It's directed by Andrew An and is a remake of the 1993 film, so a lot of film fans are looking forward to that as well.
Now, Angela, I know you're a big movie person. You studied film. You're a
Yes.
cinephile. Any
Yes.
that you're personally looking forward to?
Yes, of course.
What?
Have you ever seen the Korean film 지구를 지켜라?
Yes,
You have.
I have.
What did you think of it?
It's
Isn't it great?
I don't. Okay, I wouldn't put it as great.
Really?
Like it's quirky.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'm so surprised you watched it.
No, there was a time when I watched a lot of movies. That came out when I think I was in college. I think
It came out in 2003.
2003. Okay,
Yes.
just before I went into college then, because I had the DVD for that.
Yeah.
And so I remember watching it a few times.
Well, that
It's
film,
quirky.
yeah, the English title is Save the Green Planet, and
Yeah.
it's directed by Jang Jun-an, and that film is getting a remake by director Yorgos Lanthimos. It stars Emma Stone in it, and the title is Bugonia, and I'm really looking forward to that film, Bugonia.
They're doing a remake of Save the Green Planet?
Yeah. Can you imagine? So I'm really looking forward to that. The trailer is also nuts for it, so
You know, this is one of those movies where non-Koreans loved it more than Koreans did.
yeah, because I think it's mainly because the Korean poster was truly awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I don't know if how many people watched it. I don't want to kill the ending, but I was, even with the ending, I was just like,
Our listeners can go watch it because it's a film, and then they can go watch Bugonia when it gets released.
how can I watch The Wedding Banquet, says Nyan.
It hasn't been released internationally, I think. A lot of films are, having their first premiere at BIFF, but
Yeah.
it will probably be released sooner or later. And then besides all these films, even Netflix is making waves at BIFF. K-pop Demon Hunters is actually having a special sing-along screening. So K-pop fans have that to look forward to.
I mean, because what the world needs right now is thousands of people in one
Singing
area singing
Golden.
Golden or dancing.
can sing Golden.
There's no way I could sing Golden.
I'm
No, I don't even. Number one, I don't know the lyrics. Number two, I can't hit those high notes. I'd much rather do the soda pop dance or something. But I can imagine because of. I mean, this is impressive. Ticket war is gonna be crazy.
Yes, they were actually really brutal. I helped my friends, and some of the Venice winners and the big Korean titles sold out. Not minutes, within seconds. Cinephiles fight harder for these seats than for K-pop concert tickets. So it was real. It was really a struggle.
Yeah. Wait, this is a 30th anniversary?
Yeah, not anniversary, 30th edition.
Okay.
Yes.
And so that's probably why it's so big then.
Yes, so
Okay.
30 years ago in 1996, nobody thought Busan could pull off an international film festival. But the first edition screened 173 films from 31 countries, and it instantly became a smash hit. From then on, BIFF has become Asia's gateway festival.
Okay, so it really put Korea cinema on the map.
Yes, it did. Before BIFF, only a handful of Korean films ever made it to, international film festivals like Cannes, Venice. After BIFF, that really changed. BIFF nurtured a whole generation of directors. Names are familiar with now, like Park Chan-wook, Bong Joon-ho, and Lee Chang-dong.
Yeah, I mean, it's huge, really.
Yeah, and not only that, BIFF created the Asian Cinema Fund in 2007, which is helping indie filmmakers across Asia and the Asian content and film market, which is a primary hub in the region where movies get bought, sold, and financed. So it really changed the whole scene for film in Asia.
So, it really became the center of Asian cinema, basically.
Absolutely. And,
Yeah.
that identity matters. BIFF isn't just about showing Hollywood or European films. It's the one major festival where Asian cinema takes center stage. This year's competition, the Busan Award, is meant to reaffirm that. Films from Korea, China, Japan, India are all telling stories rooted in their regions. But now they're vying for top recognition on a global platform as well. So that's a really big change. huge.
Do we have any specific Korean films in competition though? That's the big thing.
Yes, of course. So actress Suji stars in 실현당한 사람들을 위한 7시 조찬
Oh,
모임.
jeez.
Long title. I want to make you read it. The English title is The 7 a.m. Breakfast Club for the Brokenhearted, directed by Im Sunhae. Besides that, director Han Chang-nok is back with the quirky indie called Chung Chung Chung. Then there's also international films like 시가야 다이스케's debut feature Leave the Cat Alone. And so a lot of films from various countries, including features and indie films, are premiering and, fighting for the Busan Award.
Is that movie going to be anything like The Breakfast Club?
No.
Oh, man. I like
It's
that
not
movie.
a high teen film.
No.
Yeah.
But this is very diverse though, Angela.
Yes, and that's why critics are calling this a real turning point. If the Busan Award takes off, BIFF may shift from, just a festival discovery into a real spot on the world stage.
No, it really is not. To be honest with you, this is probably, we talk about, even before the Culture Inc., we had Korea Now, and we always talked about BIFF. This is probably one of the biggest ones that we've talked about so far to date.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, because it's so big, the draw is also big for the audiences as well.
Yeah.
Korean audiences now have a chance to see international award-winning films before global release dates, in their own country too, and they can do it all while sitting in an outdoor screening by the beach under the stars,
Not to mention, Busan's also a very fun city. I love Busan.
So it's really heaven for film lovers.
Guys, the whole time we talked about movies and stuff, why is everybody talking about me doing the soda pop dance? I don't know the soda pop dance. I am not a member of the Saja Boys.
I have to learn it.
The Soju Boys, part of the Soju Boys. Angela, fun stuff here. Really looking forward to seeing what movies really, really pan out well at the BIFF. Have a fantastic rest of your night. We'll see you again tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
And sending around to the studio, let's take a listen to a song here from Damon's Year with Busan.
Coffee break. Today's tidbit.
All right, joining us in the studio for our weekdays coffee break. Today's tidbit is Angela. Angela, hello to you.
Hi, SJ. Today's tidbit is Angela.
Yes, today's tidbit is Angela. Actually, today is Angela Day because you're going to be seeing her not for just the tidbit, but also for the second hour.
Yay.
Street customer service team. She's going to be joining us. So it's going to be fun stuff. Angela?
Yes.
We had to listen to 5 minutes of a music.
Yeah, we did.
That sounded very churchy, like you said.
Yeah.
It did feel like I was at church.
Yeah, it did sound very holy.
So we're going to jump right into our tidbit today. What's our tidbit?
Let me throw you a question first.
Sure.
What animal do you like to, just observe at the zoo?
Oh, man. I was thinking for about a minute, and I have so many answers. I couldn't choose one. I
really?
like looking at monkeys because they're so cute.
Yeah.
Giraffes are always interesting. I go to the safari bus down. What is it in Yongin?
Yeah,
There's a
one.
safari bus. I always get to go to the giraffe thing, and then tigers are always cool. Monkeys,
Lemurs.
monkeys. Oh, lemurs are pretty cool too. I like lemurs too.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
Sloth.
Sloth's pretty cool too.
To be honest, I don't really like zoos.
Really?
I don't remember the last time I went to one. I think it was when I was in middle school or something.
I mean, I've been to the zoo quite a bit because I got kids and stuff like that. But why you ask?
Well,
Zoos.
For today's tidbit,
Yeah.
my favorite animal to see at the zoo, I'd have to say, is the tiger.
The tiger.
Yes.
I like looking at tigers too. They're beautiful, majestic, powerful.
They're basically large cats.
When see now I don't like tigers anymore.
Why?
I don't really do cats. I can't do cats.
What's wrong with cats?
I'm allergic to cat fur.
Well,
So
okay.
I'm automatically I'm just like that. But
okay.
yeah, it is. There are a large cat. It's true.
Yeah.
But just what? We're gonna talk about large cat.
Yes. We're going to talk about tigers because big news from Seoul Grand Park, Seoul Daegongwon. On June 6th this year, Korea's Memorial Day, a female Siberian tiger cub was born there at exactly noon.
Oh, really?
And she just reached her 100th day of life. So in celebration, the zoo announced they're inviting the public to help name her. So big news for tigers.
Oh well, I remember when pandas were born and they did the whole name thing.
Yes.
And they didn't choose my name,
What did you send in?
Shalong Bao.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was like something Bao, right? It was supposed to be Bao.
What would you name the tiger? It was born on June 6th.
Hodori.
But that's taking someone else's name.
I know that's true too. Okay, let me think about it. So it's a she.
Yes.
So she doesn't have a name yet.
Yes, not yet. The naming contest runs from September 16th through the 22nd. Suggestions are already coming in through social media. So one that stood out is 호랑이, which combines soul and 호랑이, tiger, and 호고기, tying Memorial Day with tiger. You don't like any about that?
I don't know. It's just...
Yeah, the official name will be revealed in mid-November along with their first public appearance, but we have until the 22nd to come up with names.
What's a good name? I'm going to be thinking about this all day now. But how rare is a birth of a tiger cub, though?
It's actually very rare. So
Okay.
Seoul Grand Park hasn't had a tiger birth since April 2022. So this is the first in 3 years. And it's meaningful because, both parents, named Rostov and Pensa, are 15 years old now. And at that age, breeding is much more difficult.
So the parents' names, they don't sound Korean. They're very Russianish.
Yes, that's where they're from.
Oh, Siberian,
yes.
you're right.
Rostov and Pensa were both born in the Russian wild in 2010. They were gifted to Korea in 2011 by the Russian government to celebrate 20 years of Korea-Russia diplomatic ties. Since then, they've made Seoul their home, and they've had 3 cubs in 2022, named 해랑, 파랑, and 사랑. One familiar name in there.
Okay.
And these names are all chosen by citizen contests, just like the one we're having right now. And I think our producer prepared a photograph of the cub that was born this June.
That's so cute.
Right? That is
That's
very
cute.
cute. I think the patterns tigers have are so cool.
So you know what the thing about tigers is that when they're little, they're so cute, and then when they grow up, they're so majestic. But there are animals out there when they're like little babies, are cute, and then when they grow big, they're just ugly.
Like humans.
Well, I mean, not always humans. Why are you looking at me like that and then saying it? Why are you looking at me like that and then saying humans?
You're the only human in this
Oh.
studio besides me, so I don't know, where should I look?
I thank you for considering me a human in the first place. I was gonna say like a pig. Like a potbelly pig. Those teacup pigs, they call it.
Piglets are really cute.
They're cute, but then when they grow big, they're just that. She looked at me and said humans. Oh my goodness. So this is just a zoo milestone. It's about conservation, which is very important. We talked about pandas before, and conservation is the big thing.
Yes, exactly. So Siberian tigers are critically endangered. They're listed as a Class 1 endangered species in Korea. In fact, the cub's birth is being called the result of Seoul Grand Park's long-term species conservation efforts. Staff provide a quiet environment, lots of enrichment programs, and careful veterinary monitoring to help the cub grow strong.
But I know that tigers are very important in Korea, right? And because they're such a big sort of creature
Yes.
in Korea's history and mythology and things like that, that this becomes such a big news.
Absolutely. So tigers are really more than animals here in South Korea. They're really cultural icons. Everyone in Korea, I think, knows that map of a tiger, right? So I prepared that map. So it's like the Korean peninsula itself is, poetically described as a shape like a tiger and an ascending tiger and it represents how Koreans really tied the tiger to national pride.
That's how I look like when I step on my son's Legos.
Like an ascending tiger.
That's
the Korean in you.
That's the Korean in me. That's the posture I
Yeah.
make when I step on. But I've seen I've seen a lot of my Korean American friends who have tattoos of that
Oh, really?
because they think it's so cool that it's a tiger. Because tigers are very popular
but
tattoo.
it is a cool.
No, it's very
image.
cool.
That would be a cool tattoo. You should get one like on your shoulder or something.
Can you cover for me?
What?
Because my wife is probably gonna go buck wild, but you go like like I think it's okay. I think it's so. This is what young people do these days, and so it's okay. So this goes way back, right? There's
Yes.
tigers and stuff like
Yes,
that.
and historically, the Korean tiger wasn't genetically separate. It was the same Siberian tiger that roamed across Russia, Manchuria, and the Korean peninsula as well. But because so many lived in Korea, they became part of the country's identity, so much that Korea was actually once called the land of tigers by its neighboring countries.
So the neighborhood I live in Anyang is called Hogedong.
Oh.
And so it's called hoge because they were saying there's a 계곡. There used to be
Yeah.
a stream there where tigers used to
Tigers.
roam around.
Well, that's cool.
So I was like, man, this is
That's a cool
this is a
name.
good place to move into. Man. And we got a bunch of tigers. I'm a tiger. My wife is a tiger. That's just two. That's just two. But anyways, that's a little tidbit there. We're going to continue to talk about tigers and, of course, the significance in Korean's history and mythology. But first, let's take a listen to a song here from Super M with Tiger Inside, 호랑이. That was Super M with Tiger Inside, 호랑이. Makes sense that it's Tiger Inside. The whole time I was like, 미안해 호랑이?
네 안에 호랑이?
I thought they said 미안해 호랑이, which means sorry tiger. I was like, well, sorry for what? And then she explained 네 안에. Inside
Tiger
you,
inside
a tiger.
you.
Yes.
어흥. Why?
This is the sound of a tiger.
Yeah.
Can you do that again?
어흥.
That tiger looks like he's too old for this. Like, too sick of life now.
Yeah.
We heard about the new tiger cub at Seoul Grand Park. They're gonna be doing this thing where they're gonna name it and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
tigers are iconic in Korea's culture. We saw the beautiful map that depicts the Korean peninsula as a
Yes.
tiger. But let's talk more about this.
So tigers really show up everywhere in Korean tradition. Can you name a few besides the map?
In tradition,
Yeah.
oh my goodness, stories.
Yeah.
그 떡 하나 주면 안 잡아먹을게.
Yes.
Yes.
We're gonna talk about that later.
If you
but
give me a rice cake, I won't eat you.
yeah, that's like they're really everywhere.
Yeah.
But like for starters, they're in the Tangon founding myth as well.
Yes.
Yeah, so the bear becomes human and gives birth to Korea's first king, but the tiger, impatient, gives up, right? And even though the tiger lost that contest in the founding myth, it stuck around in Korean folklore as a symbol of strength, bravery, and sometimes stubbornness.
I mean, but a tiger to be eating mugworts. Or was it mugworts or
Yeah,
something
it
like
was
that, right?
쑥마늘.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But where else does it show up in?
Well, we actually discussed this before, but folk paintings often show tigers with magpies called takodo, the one that has become very famous thanks to K-pop Demon Hunters. Everyone is trying to buy merchandise with the tiger and magpie on it, but do you know the meaning behind that folk painting?
No. Is this based on a story too?
No, the tiger resembles something, the magpie resembles something.
The tiger looks like he has a lot of pimples, and his eyes are all
It's all
googly
goofy,
eyed.
right?
Yeah, it's all goofy.
Yeah, so in the folk paintings, the tiger might look silly or clumsy while the magpie looks, kind of clever. So it was actually satire. The tiger represented the ruling class, and the magpie symbolized ordinary people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. They went in there.
Very interesting symbolization, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, tigers were also, mountain gods, protectors that drove away evil spirits, and, paintings of tigers were hung at New Year's to ward off misfortune.
It's cool. I mean, it's one of the more iconic paintings
Yes.
out there, but everyone's like, yeah, it looks very derpy. It's true. But I did not know that it carried that message. And also in you look at the symbolization.
Yes, yeah. And, they were, so like through the symbolization, we can see that tigers are both scary, both funny. And, on one hand, tigers were feared predators. Records from the Joseon Dynasty mentioned hundreds of tiger attacks, which actually became a public problem back then.
Yeah.
But there's even a film regarding that called Taeho, the tiger, that was released in 2015.
Yes.
Starring Choi Min-sik.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that. I remember that. But also, like, not they're feared, yes, because of all the stories, but also loved too.
Yeah, of course. So on the other hand, they also, became very beloved characters in folk tales, sometimes outsmarted by rabbits or tricked by children. And, that mix of awe and humor made them central to Korea's storytelling tradition. And the 떡 하나 주면 안 잡아먹지.
Yes.
That is classic Korean folk tale called the 해님 달님 folk tale. So a brother and sister meet a tiger, and the tiger says that iconic line.
떡 하나 주면 안 잡아먹지.
Yes, and the two try to trick the tiger. It's a long story about how the two eventually become the sun and the moon, but the tiger really plays an integral role in the folktale and is portrayed as this very foolish predator.
Yeah. But how about in modern times though?
So the tiger is still everywhere. Remember Hodori?
I do remember the 88
Yes,
Olympics.
the 1988 Seoul Olympics mascot. And then there's Suhorang, the mascot of the 2018 Pyeongchang Winter Olympics. I prepared a photo of that as well. Both are tigers, you know. So even Korea's national soccer team uses a tiger emblem and is nicknamed the Tigers of Asia. So a lot of sports teams use tigers.
Yeah, definitely so. But it's what about, like when people talk about Korean tigers, the Korean tiger,
Yes.
it's more than just an animal, right?
Right, yeah. And even in global terms, you know, Korea's economic rise is sometimes called the miracle of the Han River.
Yeah.
But in the West, it was actually dubbed as part of the four Asian tigers.
Right.
Yeah, so
In like the really long time in like a North Paektusan.
yeah.
Who was that? Who talked about that?
That was I think in Korea now.
Was that there in Korea now?
Yeah, that was in, yeah.
I'm getting like flashbacks right now. But they discovered the first wild Paektusan 호랑이
Yeah.
in Paektusan.
Yeah, but you know, sadly in South Korea, there aren't any wild
No.
tigers. The government declared them extinct here in 1996, in fact. But there are still populations, as you mentioned, across the border in North Korea and the Russian Far East.
We're going to have to start thinking about names now. Names for these tigers. Angela, thank you so much for this tidbit. And of course, we are going to be seeing you in the second hour. So until then, we'll see you later.
See you later.
And sending her out of the studio, we'll take a listen to a song here from IVE with Heya. In the studio, Angela. Angela, hello to you.
Hi, SJ.
Angela, we're talking about temyeongs. Your parents have your temyeong?
I probably did have one, but
They never told you?
I can't remember it. I think they told me, but I can't remember it right now.
Did you have like a amyeong then? Like a name that they called, like a nickname that they called you?
Like, I had a nickname.
Oh, but does it reveal your real name or something? Angela's so secretive.
No, like, it's a family name.
Oh, it's a, what?
Like, it's a nickname my dad called me when I was young.
Okay.
And it's kind of embarrassing, so I'm not gonna say it.
Embarrassing.
But I know my aunts, my mother and my aunt, all had different names. Like the names they got called in school were completely different names. So
I would hope so. I mean, that's what names are, right? It's different names.
no, but I mean like for instance, their real name is Jinhee, they would be called like Yoonjong이.
Huh?
Yeah, they had like completely different names. So I didn't know the real name of my second aunt until I was like almost in high school.
Were they spies or something?
No, it's Korean tradition. You mentioned it, giving them different names so like ghosts can't find them or like.
But that's like a proper name, though.
Yeah, it was an actual proper name.
Interesting.
Yeah, so all of them had different names, and because since my aunt only got called this name in the household, I didn't know her real name until like I was in my teenage years.
I didn't know that. I learned something new today. Okay, cool stuff. What's our tidbit today?
Not related to names.
Okay.
Yeah. What's the last time you went to a playground? Pretty recent, I guess.
No, so the rule is we don't go to the playground during the
Really?
summer.
Oh.
During the summer, like it's just too
Yeah.
hot. So I think spring, just before the summer, was the last time I went to the playground.
Like, when you were a child,
Yeah.
did you like anything particularly on this playground?
When I was young, I liked. What did I like?
Swings.
No swings. I wasn't very good with the swings.
Really?
And also, I have fear of heights,
Oh.
and so I can't go far.
Like, I always tried to do a 360 on the swings.
Are you kidding me?
No, like, swings were my thing. I tried to go higher and
Dude, that's so
higher.
dangerous.
Yeah, but like, you know, kids don't have a sense of danger.
my
And my
goodness.
mom was just like staring from afar, like, she's not gonna do it.
Oh my gosh. No, I didn't do any of that stuff. I wasn't much of a playground kid. I was more like, again, playing baseball, playing sports kind of a kid. So, yeah.
Do you like slides?
I mean, every kid likes slides, yeah.
Yay.
I like slides, but you have to go head first, not, you have to be the cool kid, right?
Going head first?
Yeah.
That's dangerous.
Yeah, I know that's dangerous, but it's not as dangerous as going 360 on a swing.
Yeah, well, today's tidbit is about a slide.
Okay.
Yeah, not just any slide though. This one's actually inside Seoul's Dongjakgu district office.
Sure.
And it's not the kids lining up to try it, although there are kids. It's mostly adults.
But Dongjakgu district office, which by the way, I used to live in that area.
Oh, really?
It's a government building.
Yeah. So I prepared a photo of the slide. It is huge.
Dude, that's what?
So Dongjak District Office recently opened a brand new building, and right in the middle of the building, they installed a giant spiral slide, which is 15 meters tall, 5 stories high. It's called D-Light, short for Dongjak Slide. Yeah.
That looks like a hamster cage, but
What?
that's for kids.
No, it's for adults as well.
Why the kids? Why kids lining up then?
Kids can do it as well.
Hey, you know it's for adults. Get out of there, kids.
So it's like it's something like that looks like it's out of a theme park.
No, it does
really.
look like it, yeah.
And you know that's the vibe it's sending. The vibe people are getting every hour on the ride. From 11 to 8 p.m. they can get on the slide. They open it for 20 minutes. It's free to ride as long as you meet the height requirements, hence the children. 120 centimeters for the big one, 110 centimeters for the smaller one. There are safety pads, staff watching over, and everyone from elementary school kids to office workers like kindergarten in their 50s and 60s are lining up to ride this slide.
But this is, but it's unfair that every hour, it's just for 20 minutes.
20 minutes, so you have to be quick.
That's short. 20 minutes is pretty short. So you got people on their lunch break sliding on the side of the city hall.
Yeah, really, that is happening. Yeah, one article described groups of office workers that look like they're in their 30s and 40s all waiting in line together. Some even took vacation days off just to come and try it.
I mean, it sounds fun. It sounds fun, don't get me wrong. But I don't know if you'll take away your vacation day just to come and do this.
And it's actually becoming a meeting place as well. One man said his running club friends all decided to meet there instead of at the park. And another parent went to check if it was safe enough for, to take children, but ended up riding it themselves and loving it.
So I can imagine
People screaming.
in a
yelling.
government building, usually
Yeah.
the screaming is like, hey, why isn't my paperwork done yet? This kind of stuff, but it's a happy screaming.
It's a happy, exciting screaming.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's actually happening. There are shrieks echoing down the atrium every hour, and it's kind of hilarious. I saw videos of it. The slide only takes 7 seconds, but it's a rush, and even seasoned roller coaster fans, they couldn't help but scream.
That's 7 seconds?
Yeah.
That's fast.
5 stories in 7
Yeah,
seconds.
I know.
I
5
wanna
stories in
try it.
7 seconds?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Don't
okay.
you wanna try it now?
No.
You don't?
I was scared.
Oh, you have fear of heights.
See, that was the thing. It looks like the slide is transparent,
Oh.
right? So like I could see.
That's
If
why-
if it wasn't transparent, I'd probably go down.
Transparent makes it more fun.
I'm so scared now. So this is actual hotspot now.
Yes, on weekdays about 300 people ride the slide, and on weekends over 500. And that's even before it fully went viral on social media.
That's crazy because government buildings are closed on weekends, but it's
Yeah.
open for the public even on the
Exactly.
weekends. And how are people responding online to this?
So, teenagers, they're posting on Reels, office workers are sharing it on group chats, and even local mom cafes are buzzing about it. Dongjak District Office has basically reinvented itself from, boring bureaucracy to actually Seoul's newest playground.
I know this place so well. I've been here so many times.
But you haven't seen the new building.
That's why. I was like, I've never seen anything like this. That's where I went to register our marriage license,
Oh.
my wife and I. So I was like, I didn't see any of that stuff. But again, it's new, but it's also a clever PR move.
Yeah, it really is. So, local governments often, struggle to get residents interested in public facilities, but here they've created something people actually want to come back to. So it really changes the image of the district office into a really fun, community-friendly place, sort of the point of all public places. And it's not just the slide. They've also added a jungle gym in the lobby.
gosh.
And the building is really, just doubling as a little indoor park.
For adults.
Yeah.
Sometimes we all need to have fun. Has anything like this happened before in Korea, though?
Well, not at this scale in a government office, so this is new. But there is, in fact, a big slide inside the Yes24 bookstore in the Gangso-go district. But it's only open for an hour a day, and you're not allowed to scream.
Yo.
So you have to like bite your tongue. So it sort of defeats the purpose. But this slide in 동작, screaming is part of the experience, so it's really fun.
Don't bite your tongue. That could be very, very dangerous. But it sounds like a stress reliever for adults.
Yes, that's a big part of the appeal. People said it felt like their stress just disappeared after one ride. And, some office workers said they'll definitely come back regularly. I can, imagine people coming back after a difficult day with their boss. So, yeah. If I was near, I'd sneak in for a ride.
Oh, we have given you a difficult time, Angela?
No.
Is that what it is?
Because I'm having such a great time, I just want to, scream my delight.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
I wriggled myself out of that one.
She really did. We're going to continue to talk about these fun slides, but first, this is Young K with Playground. And that was Young K of Day 6 with Playground because we talked about all these adult playgrounds. And you know what? That would be fun. That's a good business.
Playground.
An adult playground.
I'm actually going to talk about one.
There is already an adult.
One.
What?
You've never been to one?
Okay, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
But how did slides become such a universal part of playgrounds? I mean, it's been around for so long.
Do you know?
Slidey McSlideface invented the slide, and it was fun, and I don't know what happened.
So, yes, slides are one of the most recognizable playground features. The earliest known playground slide actually popped up in Washington, D.C. around 1902. And by 1903, Coney Island already had a bamboo version.
Bamboo version.
Yeah, so from the start, slides existed both in playgrounds and amusement parks. While doing some research, I also found, like, in the UK, there's famous slides called Helter Skelters.
Helter Skelter.
Yeah, they're called slides. So they can be found in amusement parks, and they were around since the 1910s.
Yeah.
So they're also very early.
So Nyan says Singapore Changi Airport has a slide for adults and kids. So, I mean, we can tell now, again, slides are not just for kids, it's for adults too.
Yeah, and so back to the adult playgrounds.
Yeah.
There are actually trending in South Korea. There's a franchise that started as a kids' sports theme park, but, rebranded itself as the world's first adult playground. And so now 60% of their visitors are people in their 20s, and even companies book workshops there.
I think I know which one it is.
Yeah.
No, it's not Champion. There's one in Starfield.
Yeah, that's the franchise I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, I've seen that. That's
Yeah.
huge. So let's talk about what makes it different from children's playgrounds.
So I've actually been to here once.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they've got 360-degree things, fulfilling my childhood dreams. They have obstacle courses, zip lines. Have you ever watched that program 출발 드림팀? Let's go Dream Team. Yeah, so celebrities like run through obstacles.
Yes.
You can do that in person at these franchises. So it's like kind of exercise, but also playground packaged as play. It's really fun.
Yeah, so I've been wanting to go to this place. But again, unfortunately, both my shoulders pop out very easily, so I can't do any of that stuff.
Really?
Yeah, like it pops. I could sneeze and my shoulder will pop out.
That easily?
Yes,
so
it's
you can't do like the jungle gyms or
No,
stuff?
I can't. None of that stuff. Yeah, like the monkey bars?
Yeah.
I can't do monkey bars.
And there's
Yes.
a slide there that is like almost a 90 degrees drop.
Yeah, that's too scary.
You hold on to the bars
No.
and you climb up and you have to let
Oh,
go.
yeah. You basically they pull you up.
Yeah.
And then you let go and you go down,
and you
right?
just drop. And that slide is really fun.
Yeah, no. So playground, and so playing has become a form of wellness for everybody.
Yeah. And, for the younger generation and, younger adults in Korea, it's about stress relief, fitness, and nostalgia rolled into one. And playgrounds are really no longer just for kids. They're really part of a lifestyle trend.
And some playgrounds are becoming more creative, I'm assuming.
Yes, so in Gwangju, an elementary school actually helped design a new park. The kids actually voted on what they wanted, so eventually they got a 9.8 meter slide, a 27-meter zip line, and tons of climbing structures. So it turned into a dream playground where children's voices directly shaped the design.
This is pretty empowering for children.
Yeah, definitely. And the Ministry of the Interior even runs an annual program to select outstanding playgrounds
Oh.
nationwide. They they look for places that balance safety with creativity.
So where might we find some of these quote-unquote outstanding playgrounds that Angela can do her 360 swings and all these craziness?
So last year's winners included a strawberry theme park in Nonsan.
Nonsan famous for strawberries.
Exactly. It's very colorful and I think it's very creative for children.
Okay.
Again, and then there's a barrier-free playground in Tongyang where kids with disabilities and, can all play together.
Good.
Yes, that playground has facilities that enable children using assistive aids also take part in the fun. So I think this is a really great move. And in Busan and Anyang, there are eco-friendly parks with energy-making facilities and grass parks.
Why did I not hear about this? It must have been recently built. It might.
Yeah, so it was chosen last year. So
Okay.
yeah, you might have to look for it.
So there's like a whole movement around this thing.
Yeah. Would you go to any of the playgrounds we mentioned?
I might.
Take your kid. Which one?
Probably strawberry. My kid loves strawberries.
Really?
Yeah.
You can go around, strawberry festivals.
And it's also not too far away.
Yeah.
Nonsan is not too far away.
Exactly.
So I would do this. I mean, Anyang's right there, and I just said I'm not gonna go to Anyang. I don't know. Energy making facilities. I don't know.
I think they have bikes.
Oh, and so
You're like, doing
Yo.
bicycles and, making energy.
you're basically making all your customers make energy for you. How cheap is that? That's what I thought. That's what I was like. I pictured more like a hamster ball. Kids in a hamster ball, and then that's how they generate energy.
Or, there's this thing, kind of looks like a merry-go-round, a kid,
Yes. I've
that
seen
would also
too.
generate
yes,
energy.
It would. I feel like this
Ideas.
is tricks. These are tricks.
Yeah, but there's really, as you mentioned, a whole movement around this, playgrounds.
Yeah.
And 동작 slide, we mentioned earlier, fits right into it. So, play is being recognized as a valuable aspect for all ages, not just kids. It's fun, but it also, it's also community building, also stress relief, and, even local economic activation.
Yeah, no, so it really does make sense why 동작 slide or
Yeah.
D-Lide
D-Light.
has been such a hit, right?
Yeah, it proves something simple. A slide can transform a government office into a place of joy, and maybe it sets a precedent. What if every city hall had one?
What if Arirang had one?
Oh, that would be
And
good.
then because we're on the 8th floor?
Yeah. And
you
just
would
ride the
leave-
slide down.
Yes.
That would be nice.
No, it's too high. It's too high.
No, I'd do it.
It's too high. I feel like someone has like a building like that where like if you want to leave, you could just take the slide down or something like that.
Firefighters.
No, so my kids what is it, preschool has that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so from the 3rd floor you could actually slide down.
Do any kids get
No.
hurt?
Oh no,
Really?
no one's used it though. I've
Why?
never seen it being used.
Why?
Because maybe kids did get hurt. Maybe because of that, but I've seen that though. Anyways, Angela, thank you very much for today's tip-it. Have a fantastic weekend. We'll see you again on Monday.
See you on Monday.
And we're going to take a listen to a song here from Anyen with Slide, 미끄럼틀.